Hey everybody, it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. I want something that's both fast and healthy. With those factors in mind, I'm hoping that it's going to keep me both running the rest of the day and not have me crash later on. So, I think I've got exactly the formula for that. So, stick with me. We'll see if we can figure out if any of that stuff factors in. Alright. Like I said, we're trying to see if we can solve all the factors in this equation and figure out if what I have in my hand here is going to be the sum of all parts. I get it. These math jokes, they're probably not landing. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is today we're checking out factor. Now, if you don't know what factor is, I'll give you a quick rundown. So factor is a meal prep company out of Batavia, Illinois, and Factor 75, I guess, is their full name. And what they do is you get on a subscription service like your Blue Aprons, like your any of the other random companies that send you food that's prepared, and you get it. You get your entire week's worth of meals in a box, and then you just make those every day, and you pay a nominal fee. It's a subscription service. It's essentially what it is. Like, you get your magazines in the mail, you get your whatever you get in the mail, and they re-up you every week, I guess, and they re-up you with different things. At a certain day of the week, you have to nail in your menus, and they have several different types of menus. They've got menus that are vegetarian, vegan, keto, which is what this one is, and then your chef's choice, which is just a hodgepodge combination of whatever the chef is feeling like that day. And you can go in there and you pick your meals, you hammer them in, and they send them to you. Now, they've got several different meal packages. I'm not exactly sure all of them, but I do know that the cheapest one, this is from what I think I can remember after reading it before starting this. Cheapest one is about $11 a serving, which is a little expensive, at least in my mind. But also, I'm not a big fan of these subscription services. But anyway, I think it's 18 meals, and it's $11 per meal. And they send them out to you, you have them, and then you just kind of eat them as you go. That's kind of what this one's going on. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of these subscription services, but if this is good, maybe I'll be converted and I will start saying, get these subscription services, get this one specifically, get this one, get that one. But like I said, not a big fan of them because I just can't eat that much food that fast. And I have a life where I go out and I do things, and I just don't want the food to go bad. And with Factor, the stuff is prepared fresh. It is not frozen, so it has a very short shelf life compared to something like a kids' cuisine meal or a banquet meal or one of those other ones. That being said, that is how this was given to me. Because somebody did order them and they were not able to keep up with eating them fast enough to keep going on the thing. I mean, they still subscribe to it, but they didn't want to throw the food out, which is great. You don't want to have food waste, don't want to waste money, might as well give it to somebody else. So that's why we're going to check it out. We're going to see what it tastes like, see if it is worth the $11 per serving, because $11 per serving, that's a pretty, that could be a pretty nice meal somewhere, depending on where you live in the country. So we'll keep that in mind while we're cooking this. And what we are going to do is we're going to cook it as it says on the tin. Follow the directions. We're going to cook it in the oven so it has the best opportunity to woo us. So that's what we want to do. So we'll give it a try. But first, let's break down what all is in this Factor meal. And this Factor meal, it is Fitness Starts with Food, brought to you by Factor. And on the bottom, you will see that it is the Keto Poblano Bowl. There is a QR code. I assume that probably has to do with the menu on here. Keto Factor is fresh, never frozen meals, chef prepared, and dietitian approved. No prep, no mess. Heat and eat in 2 minutes. America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. And then there's the little Factor logo. It's ingredients with integrity. And then on the back here, we do see what is in the Keto Poblano Bowl. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. The Keto Poblano Bowl with roasted broccoli, rice, scallions, and sour cream. It only has 10 net carbs, which is great if you're into keto. So here's the heating instructions. If you're going to do it on the microwave, you remove outer packaging, pierce the film, and then remove the cup. Microwave on high for 2 minutes. If needed, continue to cook for 30-second intervals until desired temperature is reached, and then let stand for 2 minutes. Pretty generic stuff. That's where the cook in 2 minutes thing there goes from. The other one, if you're going to do in the oven, is place in the oven for 375 degrees. Remove outer packaging and plastic film. Remove cup. Add 2 ounces of water to empty compartment. Place tray on a baking sheet and cook for 7 minutes. If needed, cook for 2 to 4 minutes more or until desired heat is reached. It's pretty simple. It's actually a little more complicated, but the fact they're adding water, that is probably a great idea. That's going to keep it from drying out and all that stuff, which is pretty good. Ingredients. These are the ingredients. They are ground beef, rice, broccoli, poblano peppers, tomato sauce, which is tomatoes, tomato puree, salt, red pepper, dehydrated bell peppers, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, onion powder, garlic powder, spice extricative, citric acid, sour cream, cultured cream, shredded cheddar cheese, pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, salt, enzymes, annatto vegetable color, anti-caking agents. Yeah, that's what makes shredded cheese not melt properly is the anti-caking agents. And then powdered potato starch, powdered cellulose, cornstarch, unsalted butter, pasteurized cream, natural flavorings, sliced jalapeno peppers, water, distilled vinegar, salt, calcium chloride, garlic powder, green onions, roasted garlic, onion, olive oil, garlic, granulated onions, paprika and silicone dioxide added to make free-flowing, chili powder, chili peppers, paprika, salt, herbs, spices, garlic, oleracin, paprika for color, and less than 2% silicone dioxide to prevent caking. Cumin, sea salt, granulated garlic, black pepper, and cayenne peppers. This product does contain milk, and this product is made in a facility that also processes eggs, fish, milk, peanuts, sesame, shellfish, soy, tree nuts, and wheat. So I wonder if they actually do a vegan thing. They do vegetarian things, but if they're in an area with that, it could be just a warning that there is a chance. And then it says do keep refrigerated and intended to be enjoyed fresh, do not freeze. It's 11.5 ounces in this box. And it says enjoyed by 12/7. It is 12/10 today. Like I said, couldn't keep up with it, and I've had it for a couple days, and I haven't had a chance to eat it yet. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Usually those dates are just suggestions, so hopefully that is as it is with these things. Nutrition facts. They are And all this stuff that I'm reading is right here. So if you want to pause it and read it, it is right there. But here are the nutrition facts. So serving is 1 container. Container is 326 grams, which is 1 tray. Calories are 570. Fat is 45 grams. Saturated fat is 22 grams. Trans fat is 0. Cholesterol is 140 milligrams. Sodium is 910 milligrams. Total carbs is 14 grams. Dietary fiber is 4. And then sugar is 6 grams. And then protein is 29 grams. And then vitamin D is 0. Calcium is 270 milligrams. Iron is 3.8. And potassium is 550 milligrams. And like I said, it is distributed by Factor 75 LLC in Batavia, Illinois. So let's bust this guy open and we'll see what it tastes like. All right, and we're back. Just a couple seconds left on the cook time. The food is in the oven, kind of under where y'all are sitting right now. When we're waiting about 11 seconds, we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna plate it. It's been in the oven for 7 minutes at 375 with about 2 ounces. There it is. With about 2 ounces of water in it. So what we're gonna do right now, y'all just heard it beep. We're gonna pull it out, we're gonna plate it, and then we're gonna see what it tastes like. This is the sour cream. Probably try it by itself here in just a second. See what everything's going on. All right. Right up next, you're gonna see some B-roll of the food plated. Then we'll give it a taste. All right, so now we're going to give this guy a taste and see how it came out. I like the fact that it smells pretty good. Like when I first popped open the thing, the smell of the riced broccoli that's right I'm about to try. I got hit with a smell of like peppery smell. This is what it looks like. It's not super fluffy like you want with some kind of rice substitute. But yeah, it's kind of having problem focusing because it wants to focus on me. But yeah, it's not super fluffy, but it does have a nice smell to it. Let's see what it tastes like. It tastes kind of just like peppered broccoli. I mean, I guess that's not a bad flavor. It's just not overly flavorful. That's kind of how it works with broccoli, though. It's not bad, but it's not anything to write home about. The other thing, the meat portion right here, this one I'm the most interested in trying. Let's get a nice helping of it. So you can see the ground beef. You can see a almost dime-sized pepper in there. That's a jalapeno. I like that they're that big size, just for image quality. It lets me know that I'm about to eat a jalapeno. There are other pieces of pepper, which I assume are the poblano, which are scattered about in there. And they are diced about the size of half of a dime. Or they're about the size of a dime, and these jalapeno pieces are about the size of a nickel. I guess you can differentiate from what you're about to eat. So let's give this a try real quick. Okay. So pros and cons. Flavor-wise, it's not super flavorful, but you do get the kick of the spice from the jalapeno. Let me try what I think is probably a poblano real quick. So like I said, it's about the size of a dime. Yeah, and that one's a poblano. Flavor-wise, there's not a whole lot of flavor there. It's a admirable attempt at something like a chile relleno, but there's not a lot of flavor. But it's not bad what's there. It's just kind of bland. I would want to add something to it, like maybe more pepper, maybe some I don't know, garlic, or anything that's going to add something to it, because it's just lacking. It kind of tastes like something you'd get at a school cafeteria, but not in a bad way. Like something good at a school cafeteria versus like that day you dread what it is. This is actually something you'd be pretty happy served to you, but it is just kind of lacking flavor-wise. Now the sauce. Let's see what this sauce says or tastes like. Try it by itself. It's really, really chunky. I'm not sure what all the stuff is in there. I did read the thing and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like looks kind of like a tzatziki sauce versus something you get like at a Mexican restaurant. It's a yogurt sauce that mostly tastes like yogurt. Not very much flavor. All in all, the whole thing just doesn't have very much flavor to it. I feel like I need more. It's got a lot of salt, but I feel like I need more salt. Feel like I need more pepper. Feel like I need just something that's going to make this more flavorful. It doesn't have a lot. I think in hindsight, I probably should have drizzled the white sauce over the poblano stuff, and put this on top of the rice, just for quality-wise, I guess, presentation-wise. But I'm not a food photographer. I'm barely a human photographer because I haven't shot people in, I don't know, almost a decade now is what it feels like. So, give this a good taste. See if it gets any better here in a second. I'm going to finish this off, then I'll come talk to you again with a recap. Alright. Otherwise, like I said, kind of bland. But we'll see if it gets better in a second. Alright. See you in a bit. Welcome back. So, welcome to the recap, the closeout, the conclusion, all that stuff. As you can say, ate the whole plate. Well, and I'll say it didn't get any better after eating it. It did get better after I added quite a bit of hot sauce and a little bit of like a mix of spices that kind of go on like kind of a spicy bagel type of thing. It was enough to add just a little bit of oomph to make it taste like something that you might get at, say, a Mexican restaurant or something. A little bit of garlicky flavor, and a few different other flavors that are in that mix. But mostly it added quite a bit of pepper, which made it a lot more tasty, to say the least. It's still kind of bland, but for a not frozen, but for a ready-to-eat meal, it's not bad. Is it something that I would want to eat? I don't know. Am I willing to give Factor another shot, though, about flavor-wise and different plates? Yes. I'd like to see what other flavors they have, what other meals they have on offer, and give them a try. If they want to send me some, I'm down to try them. I'd love to have them have some redemption arc type of thing. But this guy, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's passable. Like I said, when I first took the first bite, it tastes kind of like school cafeteria food. Not like good cafeteria food that you get like at a, if you work at one of those really nice fancy offices like I used to. It's cafeteria food that's just kind of bland. But it's not bad. If you're in a pinch and you want kind of some kind of Mexican flavor, it's close. It'll get you there if you add some hot sauce. It's a passable version of something that's a chile relleno or something like that, because that's kind of what feels like what they're trying to go for, is that stuffed pepper type of vibe, but it just kind of misses the mark. Otherwise, yeah, give it a try. Check out Factor, and then yeah. Also, it is kind of expensive. For the cost of like $11 a plate, from what I understand, it's just not really there, at least for this meal. And then while we're here, I guess I'm going to talk about their package design, because I'm educated as a graphic designer. It's what I've done work as, published in a few different places, done work for the Olympic team, done a few different other things. And so I feel like I can weigh in on this. This is bland also. It's boring. But that plays into its favor here. This looks cheap. And I'm sure it is cheap. But at the same time, it's cheap in a way that it's better. Like, if you saw this on the shelf, you might think that's an expensive meal just because of this package design, because it's sparse. If it were, instead of white, a different color, it does have other colors on it. That does help the idea. But if you saw something like this and it was just the brown color that's on the inside, you'd think cheap. You'd think MRE type of thing. Whereas the print like this, it gives that same type of vibe, but at the same time, an expensive vibe. It feels very minimalist, hipstery at the same time, because that's kind of that vibe they're giving off. So it feels both cheap in a sense, but also expensive in a sense. I like the package design, because if you go to a place, let's say like a banquet meal or any of the other frozen meals ready to eat, they always have a picture of the thing that looks a whole lot better than it's ever going to look on the plate. That seems cheap. Whereas this, where there's less design, less packet, not less design, because there's quite a bit of design that goes into this anyway. There's less visual weight to it. That gives off a air of worth and value versus one that has just a big old honking piece of steak on the cover. That looks cheap. The one that is more busy looks cheaper than the one that is very minimalist, very harkens to the MRE type of thing. And I like that. I'm not sure if what I just said made any sense, because it feels like I kind of contradicted myself. But what I'm trying to say is the package design is actually pretty cool. Very minimalist. Makes it with less oomph to it, less designed things to it. It feels more impactful, and that's one of the few things I do like about the Factor stuff. Their ads on TV, they seem more toned down, and in the more toned down manner, they seem more worth your time checking out. So that's kind of my thoughts on Factor in general and Keto Poblano Bowl. I'm probably not going to join them. I'm probably not going to subscribe, but you should probably subscribe to my channel and hopefully get back into making more of these. Have you ever had Factor? What are your thoughts on Factor? Are there other flavors I should try out that will be better than this guy? Is there anything else I should try out? Let me know down in the comments down below. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, or don't, whatever. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. What do you mean, what is this? It's just tacos from the food truck down the street. I heard the Mexican music playing, I had to run out and chase it. What do you mean I just ate Mexican food? Can you blame me? This wasn't any flavor. Had to go get something else. And this is why I'm going to put on 10 pounds today when I was supposed to only eat that and lose weight. Because that was just so unsatisfying. Like I said, I'm willing to give them another shot if they have something better. But that was just so unsatisfying. I had to chase down the taco truck.